Is it safe in Carbone Market, public market here in Cebu City? Carbone Market is a huge public market. You can buy just about everything from fresh vegetables, fruit, vegetables, meat, clothing, hardware, and I've been here 3 trips and 9 years here in the Philippines. When I first came here, I told people, Filipinos, I wanted to go down to Carbone and to Cologne Street, the oldest street in the Philippines. And several people warned me, sir, don't go down there, very dangerous. And so I put it off a couple of months, actually. And eventually I just decided I'm going down there. I'm going to take my chances. And I went down there and didn't have any issues at all. These guys, you can hire these guys. If you're picking up a lot of stuff, they will go around with you and pick up pick up your bags and carry it out to a taxi or your vehicle, whatever. And over the last 2 3 years, they've been trying to modernize this area a little bit. They have you can't tell right here, but they have widened a couple of the streets where trucks and cars would come in, unload and load. And they have built at least one building where they moved some of the vendors into a building up, I think, 3 or 4 different floors. First floor on up to, yeah, I think 3 floors. And my question is, how many people are going to go up to that third floor, unless there's something up there you really want. There are places to eat down on the ground level. There's almost anything and everything that you could want on the lower level. Little hot pants there, or whatever they are, underwears. And yeah, this type of clothing, it's called ukay ukay. They bring it in by the bale, gas for propane, gas for propane burner. I've seen a couple stacks like this, and they're all the same color. And first time I've seen that color, that brand. So yeah, I was wondering, what is that? Is that some kind of drink or something? No, it's butane, butane for your cooker. I have been told that many years ago it did used to be more of a thief's den down here, pickpockets and such, and the various mayors uh, put in more undercover police and such and cleaned it up over the years. There's been a couple times where I've had kids come up beside me, somebody distracting, a couple kids distracting some little kid trying to get into my pocket. And boy, they're good. They're even at a very young age, they are as good as the professionals at getting in your pocket, see what they can find in there. So just be aware of that. You might not want to wear your watches and jewelry. You want to keep like any place, you want to keep your valuables put away where they can't reach them very easily. Anyway, the interesting things, even the pedestrian walkways are also motor vehicle roadways, and you'll get motorbikes and tricycles and the big carts that the guys are picking up various things. And I was going to get some cabbage, but I was going to be walking around quite a while. Didn't want to carry 5 or 6 big cabbages around all night long. 100 pesos per kilogram. So that'd be what, a little over 50 cents per kilogram, I think. Yeah, toy roosters. Everybody has a rooster here in the Philippines, it seems, and cockfighting is a big legal sport here. My feeling is that the pace of modernization has slowed down a little bit, not absolutely positive, but different mayors come in and change the plans a little bit. It looks like they are putting these are down not very far from the piers, the passenger piers, and they're building a new pier down there. And I think the plan eventually is to have ferries that will go from near Carbone Market over to Mactan Island, where the international airport is, and then perhaps shuttle buses to take you to the airport, that type of thing. So I think they are hoping to make it a little bit more of a touristy area. Very rare I see any foreigners down here, so it may take a year or two or three before you get many people down in this area. It's an interesting experience. Definitely, I like the vibe. I hope they don't change it too much and turn it too much into a tourist destination. Um, I like the vibe. I like the people, friendly. Many speak English. Can you negotiate? Uh, Sometimes you can. More and more, you're seeing list prices listed for items, and I don't give out prices. I quit doing that on vegetables and stuff because it can change every couple of weeks. Depends on where it's coming from, the time of year. It's seasonal. Several months ago, they were giving away cabbages. There were too many cabbages in the Philippines, and they were either throwing them away, feeding them to the pigs, or just giving them away. Now they're up to 100 kilograms, and they got a lot of these little electric tricycles around, and you can hire them to take you around, pick up your various stuff, take you out to the main road to grab a taxi or over to your vehicle. Parking, like I've said in another, parking can be a bit of an issue. People are double parked out in where the parking area is along the streets, and a little bit of a challenge with parking. We always take a taxi down here or a hubble hubble. What I save, because this is the big public market, what I save when I come down here just on a kilogram or two of broccoli, for instance, pays for my taxi. What I save versus going into the supermarket, I get fresher produce and cost me quite a bit less. And I don't have that plastic wrapping, that garbage that the supermarkets put on it. And yeah, what I save on the price, just the broccoli itself, pays for my taxi ride. And then what I save on everything else, usually go down with a couple, two, three big bags and spend over 1,000 pesos, over $20, which is very reasonable for all the items that we get. Don't very seldom do we get meat down here, and it's not really kept. It's fresh, pretty freshly processed, butchered. Uh, but I don't know, just a little leery. My stomach is a little more sensitive, maybe than average. Filipinos can the microbiome, their good bacteria in their intestines and gut, they can handle a lot more than what I can. So I usually buy the meats in the supermarkets. But even there, I've had issues. A couple places I've had like ground beef. I have had chunks of cartilage and bone ground up, and I've complained a couple times. The guy at Metro, manager of he was pretty new there at the time. He said, "Well, I don't know about that. Bring it back." I said, "Well, it's already been cooked." So I usually get my ground beef in Ruston's, one of the supermarkets in Ayala Mall, and had the same thing happen a couple times. A few years ago, I had the same thing happen at SNR. I got a couple batches, two different times in SNR. So of Australian beef that had chunks of cartilage and bone in it, and I don't know who to blame. Did the Australians send in send it that way, grass-fed, or when it got here in bulk, did S&R or whoever processed it grind up some grind up some filler? Use that term, filler. That cabbage looked so good, so fresh. A lot of times Monday is a big day. I was down here on a Monday and I thought it would be slow Monday after the weekend, but my girlfriend said no, no, no. All the fresh stuff has come in, and it's one of the busiest days down there. Although it can be busy every day. And people have told me if you want the best stuff, so the freshest meat, come in the middle of the night, 3, 4 in the morning, because it's just been processed. Then, so it is the freshest that you're going to get. I used to live out in country, grew up on a farm, and right across the street from us was the butcher. We had what livestock we had it butchered over there, or we bought other fresh meat over there. And yeah, grew up with very good fresh meat out there in the country. There's an area down here. Some of these stalls are open a little earlier, but there are some, especially the clothing area, I think they're not allowed to set up until about 5 or 6 p.m. I think. So if I'm down there about that time, there's all the people running in and out, putting up their tents, their little sales areas, and bringing in their product. Gets quite hectic. So you're either better off coming earlier. Somebody's got a big haul there. You can take that out to somebody's minivan or pickup or vehicle, and they're going to take it out to the province, maybe out to another. Some of the smaller, you'll find lots of public markets around the cities, and the smaller markets, they'll buy some direct from the farmers, some of the relatives up in the mountains. They will come down here and buy some things. Of course, they have to mark it up a little bit. Got a market about less than 2 blocks from me that I get some, very convenient. The prices are a little higher than if I come down here, but convenient. If I need something, run over there, pick it up, and I've got to know the people and the prices, and very comfortable buying that type of thing here. Anyway, yeah, they've got food areas as well. Flowers, got one, I think the ground floor of one building, a lot of flowers. I asked them, what do you do if you don't sell the flowers? Throw them away. Of course, they don't keep that long. So another big, just to the right there, a kind of a open building, but a roof over it in case it rains, and a lot of sellers in there as well. Anyway, interesting experience that I would recommend. Anyway, that's it for today. Safe travels to you all. Enjoy life. Be good to people. See you next time.